Hi, everyone. I've been talking to a turned off microphone. Fuck. I clicked on it. I swear I turned it on. I looked at it and I was like, yes, I'm turning the microphone on now. So I don't know if I missed it by a pixel or something and didn't notice or whatever. But anyway. Hello. I'm here. Welcome, Max. Welcome, Corinthio. Welcome as well to anyone viewing anonymously. I guess I'll restart everything that I was just saying. Yeah, I was in the middle of speaking to my turned off microphone about the fact that I don't really have community news because it has only been 24 hours. But I was talking about Neko Atsume. If anyone remembers Neko Atsume, and I was in the middle of having the realization I was about to say. Feels like it wasn't really that long ago that it was really big, but no, it was. And it does feel like it was a long time ago, and it definitely was because apparently it came out in 2015. And then I think about it, and then that checks out because I remember playing around with Neko Atsume while standing in the foyer of my former high school waiting for my partner who was still in that high school. Context being we're 1 year apart. I was just starting university and they were in grade 12. And I remember doing that and I was like, oh yeah, no, that was a really fucking long time ago. Anyway, they just put out the second one. There's another one now. It's gameplay wise, if you can call it gameplay, it's not really very different. The biggest gameplay things are just like the cats can break stuff now. And then you have to fix it or not. Up to you. But otherwise, it's just a lot of quality of life changes. And there is, of course, there's a premium currency that you can get slowly as a free player or pay for. And new to the second one, there's also a subscription service. But honestly, don't fucking need it. It's a free-to-play game that is actually enjoyable free-to-play. More cat chaos. And also cat coin. Yeah, also more of those goddamn golden fish. But yeah, it's actually enjoyable as a free-to-play. And the pay parts of it are not obtrusive at all. Or advertisements, sometimes I just open the menu. Sometimes you'll get on the top right corner of your menu a little cat and it'll be like, spot almost tapped on the video advertisement, you get 3 fish. So it even gives you a little reward for actually watching their fucking advertisements. So there's that, which I'm just gonna let the ad play so that I get 3 fish. And you get 10 fish from opening the news every day, and the news has a banner ad at the top. That's it. Which, in this current landscape, I'll fucking take it. But yeah, I've been enjoying that the last few days. That's been a chill thing to just kind of fiddle with. Yeah. So that's my opener for today. Neko Atsume. Yay, I got 3 fish for 30 seconds of not looking at an advertisement because I was talking to you all. Yeah. I really shouldn't have this open while I'm streaming, because now I'm like, oh, I need to take this picture of Sunny being cute. Okay. No, we're done. We're done. We're done. We're done. We're done. I am not looking at it again until break. Yeah, we may be able to get through all of this today. It is kind of a long chunk. And distraction. Yes, distraction is over. We're done with Neko Atsume. It's closed. That's it. Hydrate and... Oh, I will hydrate. I do kind of need this ramp check. My posture lately has been really bad. You know, feeling tired physically a bunch makes you do a lot of things sitting down. Which, yeah, I need to fix my posture. Anyway, Shrimp has been checked. I have hydrated. Let's take a look at Rose and Jade. Now this one, when I recall reading it and being like, I'm gonna have to go skim a bunch of other pester logs to remind myself what the fuck they're referring to. So, that's probably coming. Just saying that ahead of time. Yeah. But yeah, we're out of visual novel. We're back on the battlefield with Rose and Jade, and the last we saw these two was when they were having that tense conversation with Kanaya that Tavvy and Yiffy were eavesdropping on from the ceiling, from air ducts in the ceiling. Yeah. So that's where we last left them, and they are, I believe, pretty fresh out of that conversation. This is an impressive shield. I don't think I've ever seen you make one this size before. I've been practicing. If I stay focused, I should be able to keep it up for quite a while. Honestly, if it gets too much of a hassle, we should be fine as long as the kids stay inside. This ship was specifically designed to take a battering. From artillery, maybe, but who knows what kind of other nasty weapons Jane has tucked away in her diabolical business pantsuit. It's not like she tells Jake everything, or almost anything, really. When it comes to the kids, I'd rather be safe than sorry. Sure. By the way, I saw Kanaya leave earlier. Right, okay, leaving earlier. So, and I mean the lighting too, so this is probably like, that conversation would have happened in the afternoon, and this is kind of like sunset in the evening, so a few hours have passed. She's meeting Karkat on the field. Without you? Yes. She made it pretty clear that it wouldn't be wise for me to join her. Oh. Some barb about the danger of me being maimed quite viciously on account of all humans looking the same once the bloodshed begins. Then she shot me a peace sign and walked away. Ugh, I'm sorry, Rose. This never should have happened. Between Yiffy's capture and rescue and finding Dave like that, I just feel like my life flashed before my eyes and it made me a little crazy. After being unconscious for a bit, things feel way clearer now. Right, because Jade got like fully knocked the fuck out when Tavvy landed on her. Aww. Nothing beats a rump to the skull for mental clarity. The mistakes we made are so obvious to me now. Embarrassingly obvious. We should never have talked to John in front of Kanaya, for one thing. They required way different approaches. Oh, so that was the problem? One of them, at least. I definitely wasn't expecting you to say all that, either. But I know she hit a sore spot, so it's understandable why you lost your temper. It was my fault for panicking. Interesting. I didn't even realize I was mad. I mean, it brought me back to the last time I mentioned your mom and you flipped that table. I was 18. You didn't talk to me for a month. 18 years old. Yeah, and I haven't tried to talk to you about it since. Look, all I'm saying is, I understand why things went downhill the way they did, and I'm not going to get caught off guard again. This whole situation is my fault, and even though it just keeps getting more frustrating and shitty, I'm going to do right by you. We're going to figure this out. Are you sure it's prudent to keep this amateur marriage counselor performance up? Rose, you're taking this seriously, right? I don't know what you mean by that. Okay. So, I would like to have a reminder of what precisely the details of all that is referring to in their previous conversation. Because I think it's just like lobsters. Oh shit. Where is this conversation? Is it Rose and can I receive? Oh. No. Yeah, okay. Here we fucking rip Jade. Oh, right. Still don't know what fucking fell out of her Celodex there. Oh, right. Yeah, this is, I was like, it was something to do with it doesn't matter because it would all be okay anyway, right? Yeah, something like, I knew you would forgive me. You know, it was never that serious, and then, you know, that whole deal, I think, was the crux of the matter. You did not remember Jade being knocked out. Well, one of the, I mean, I fucking remember damn well. I think it's one of the funniest panels in this fucking comic. Oh. Classic fucking Sprite panel. Anyway. Yeah, okay. That was the crux of it, was like, oh wait, hold on, let me reopen that. Cause like Rose, you know, Rose says that and then Kanai is like, Rose, when did you stop trying? And they're like, what the fuck? This is not what we discussed. So that's, you know, her strangely distanced approach to all this. Is, you know, what's off-putting to Jade. And, you know, it is off-putting, for sure. Yeah, with two peepuses. Oh, God. Okay. Serious. We're reading a serious conversation. Yeah, because it seems like Jade's approach in this so far is like, she really wants everything to work out well for everybody and everyone to get along again, because it's a family matter, and she wants, you know, everyone to be happy united family and not you know, feeling betrayed as Kanaya is at the moment. Hello, Mixolitty, you are correct. It is the return of Rorblalorb in the background here. Yeah. I like this. This is a good J. That's good hand. Sorry, what is she saying? I think you do. And I'm like, wait a second. How did that conversation end again? We talked about a million other things. Oh, right. You're taking this seriously, right? And then I don't know what you mean by that. I think you do, but whatever. As long as we don't have to have a repeat of last time, we can still position you as the good guy. Or at least less of a bad guy. Though playing stupid and cajoling her into slapping me around for catharsis won't work anymore. We'll have to think of something else. Jade, I've been compliant with these clumsy machinations partially because they weren't all that consequential at the time, but you need to cut your losses. It's time to start looking beyond the end of your own nose and accept that these methods just aren't going to work. This is not a situation you can win. I'm not trying to win anything. I'm trying to be an adult and not run away from this. Look, I know better than anyone the satisfaction of gaming people's reactions and getting into their heads. Oh my god, are you even listening to me? But it's a losing game. You're going to push too hard or misconstrue something critical or cross another line, and you'll regret it. That's not conjecture, it's a guarantee. Or it's a guarantee. You're so frustrating to talk to these days. Oh, blah, 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 I can see the fruitlessness of all our clumsy, insignificant thrashing in fate's cosmic current. Or in fate's cosmic current. Don't forget, I'm more than a little versed in future sight myself, okay? I don't care how credible it seems. You can't depend on that information. I know it's hard to hear, but you need to take a second to think about what I'm saying. Don't you feel the least bit relieved? You've spent so many years wrangling this dirty little secret. That dirty little secret is my fucking daughter. Well, now she's not a secret anymore. You don't have to shoulder the burden of keeping her tucked away from everyone in the entire world for fear of the consequences, because the consequences have happened. You're free to invest all that energy elsewhere. Maybe work on yourself a little bit. We could even unpack the hamster guy. Or we could even unpack the hamster guy. Oh, we are not talking about the fucking hamster guy. I don't want to talk about any of it, really. Ever again. Sorry, I'm gonna have like a little bit of a drink. My Jade voice is breaking a little. Oh, we are not talking about the fucking hamster guy. I don't want to talk about any of it, really, ever again. Thinking back to that whole conversation makes my skin crawl. Boo-hoo-hoo, my life is a monkey paw. Everything I want hurts me in the end. It was a little pathetic. I know! It had nothing to do with what we were trying to do. It just derailed everything. And worst of all, Yiffy heard it. Ugh! Not the fucking hamster guy. Yeah. Your daughter that I shoved into Cake Mussolini's foster home for imaginary time. What? Oh, goodness. But, yeah, that fucking hamster guy. You can't keep trying to control the narrative forever, Jade. If Kanaya wants to hate me or punish me, she has every right to. She asked for the truth. Oh, come off it. The truth is whatever people want to believe. You can either try to force them to understand your side, leave it completely in their hands and take no responsibility, or you work with their wants and perspectives and make some informed compromises. Over the state of reality? Rose, I am begging you, can you please cut it out with all the cryptic cosmic crap and come back down to earth? Cheating. Yeah, so this is giving me... There's, what are the words? It's two opposing and interesting takes on I mean, you know, the truth piece of truth, relevance, and essentiality. Positing that Jade, in attempting to I'm doing hand gestures, which you obviously can't see, and I don't think that they're really aiding my point anyway. Jade, in attempting to continue to work towards an end of rectifying the situation, or I guess to continuing to act with a goal, Rose is positing that it's her trying to control the narrative. Whereas, yeah, the truth is whatever people want to believe. Interesting perspective from Jade. Rose is jaded and Jade is wearing rose-colored glasses. Yeah. Who out here not gonna control the narrative, am I right? Yeah, so of course Jade is stepping in and saying, look, take responsibility for your actions, or positing that leaving it completely in the other person's hands is not taking, for them to think what they think and feel what they feel, is to not take responsibility for your own actions, which is interesting. Things aren't like they used to be, Jade. There are no right or wrong routes anymore. Just a tangle of meandering side paths. So what? That gives you a free pass to self-destruct? The best choice was to double down and say a bunch of horrible, insane shit to your wife? Jade, over the course of 15 years, when have any of your efforts done a grain of good? For yourself or Dave? Wow, I know what you're doing, okay? Go ahead, push every button I have. I don't give a fuck. You're the one who has everything to lose here. And no matter what awful things you say, it won't change the fact that I'm worried about you. Don't be. I've done fairly well for myself this past decade and a half. I've been happy. That's what's scaring me. You're not prepared for how bad it can get. You have no idea at all. If you say so. Between you and Dave and John, I don't know who's worse. Is it really that hard for any of you to care? If you don't get your head on straight and begin trying, she'll leave you. All you've had together and everything you could have had, gone. And since you're so cool with talking about your mom now, you should have learned that lesson from her a long time ago. Excuse me? Look, it takes a lot of concentration to hold this perimeter. I think it'd be best if you looked after the kids. Inside. Fine. Ooh! Yeah, Jade is really stuck between her three bestest friends. Well, I mean, one of them is fucking dead now, for all she knows. Dave bought, pieced the fuck out. I mean, John is on a path to caring more. But, you know, we know from the epilogues, it was kind of hard to watch him spiral. And, Rose ramble, we get a fucking earful of her current mental state. You saunter on out of there. You could say so much more, but it's fine. Jade has no idea what she's talking about. There's not a thing to worry about here. You came out of the womb playing defense. You're not about to drop the ball now. If you hadn't, maybe you'd be more concerned with the torrent of bullshit you're dealing with. You really are getting it from all ends here, between Jade's guilt-ridden busybodying and the glint of rage and pain in your wife's eyes and the sudden, inexplicable tragedy of your brother's demise. All that on top of the twist of your gut every time you see your mother in Roxy's face or hear her in Roxy's voice. Really, you should be losing your shit. Instead, your emotions are in order and your shit is on lockdown exactly where you tucked it away. Smooth operator that you are. You should be losing your shit, but instead you're just like... See, dissociation comes to mind, but that's not what's happening here, because she's, you know, still present in herself, just not emotionally doing the Dave thing. That's true, this is a family trait. Yeah. God, you need a fucking drink. Instead of folding, you try to curb the craving by focusing on the inside of your hand and slowly moving that energy to your fingertips. Jade is right, of course, but only on a base intuitive level that is otherwise lacking in specifics and easily misinterpreted and manipulated. For there to be inarguable truth, there has to not only be an authority, but one that cares enough to reinforce their intentions absolutely, and you can't imagine any such authority caring all that much about this laughable mess. That is a fascinating line. Like the kind where instead of getting all worked up about it, you actually don't actually give a shit. Yes, very Dave. For there to be inarguable truth, there has to not only be an authority, but one that cares enough to reinforce their intentions absolutely. And then, of course, the follow-up, you can't imagine any such authority caring all that much about this laughable mess. Because this is Candy Timeline. If there's no truth, then why even bother looking for your best option? Just leave the hierarchy of choices in the ashes. The mayor would be so proud. And then horribly disappointed, realizing this doesn't mean democratic power to the people. It means total fucking blackout. It's only through quite rigorous contemplation of this metaphysical miasma, to the detriment, some might say, of your attention to the present moment, that you've managed to glean much of anything at all, a wonder in and of itself. Trying to decode these countless twisting paths has taken years of practice, but like all your favorite games, the tedium enhances the satisfaction of playing. A small pastime, like a crossword, to privately enjoy outside the scope of any intrusive third persons. Currently, for example, you know that Vriska is up to something important within the meteor. Exceedingly important, actually. Far more important than anything here has had any right to be in a long, long time. It's a point of almost disturbing clarity in the otherwise nebulous and ill-defined milieu of your prognosticative purview. You're not quite sure what it actually is, though. It doesn't really matter in the long run. Important or not, Vriska's going to fail. Jane's going to fail too. Really, just about everyone is going to fail to do something that really matters. In an unsuccessful effort to stave off that failure, and perhaps to atone for it on some level, Calliope will sacrifice herself. Fruitlessly. So this is what's on Rose's mind. This is what Rose believes she has gleaned from her Seer of Light powers about where things are going. So We don't know definitively whether or not Vriska has failed, period. We know that she did not pass the last hurdle we saw her take on. But she's not done yet. And we have yet to see the rest of this. But something to keep in the back pocket. Bet Rose misses earlier this morning. She was happy. Jeez. Yeah, things are really flipping on their heads here. You're not exempt from the firing squad either. In the imminent battle, you are going to be shot in the head, the bullet burying deep into your moral gray matter and jamming up the works of your conditional immortality, leaving you confined to a hospital bed. You had to pull all kinds of ridiculous eyebrow-raising chaos theory shit to figure that one out. The rat tail was worth it. Your daughter's anguish aside. Kanaya may not see it this way at first, but your lobotomy sleepy time will be a well-earned golden opportunity for her. A chance to experience life unshackled from the old ball and chain, even if it requires you to foist some compelling motivation for her to embrace it. She can't waste her independence waiting on you again. You refuse to accept that outcome. What's the point of a world where anything is possible if the love of your life won't explore her full potential? Has it been one day? Unclear. Yeah, pretty much. Unclear. You think your mind is smoothed over during that part? Yeah, there's a lot here. So there's some like really weird parallel mental gymnastics happening between the two, between Meat Rose and Candy Rose with regards to, because like, I mean, maybe I'm remembering some stuff about Meat not quite correctly. I know that like Dirk had to convince Rose, but she basically left Kanaya feeling like she was setting her free in some sort of way. Right? I mean, on the convincing of Dirk, or maybe I'm not remembering the motivations there. At this point, we are entirely divorced from the intent of the epilogues. I mean, for the most part, probably yes. Literally ended with Candy Rose saying, "Thank you, John. I'm finally happy." Was that Candy? Oh, right, because John was going around still trying to find, like, purpose and meaning and all that. And Rose was like, fucking stop it. I'm happy here. Right. But yeah. The amount of time that has passed here, things have changed. But yeah, this paragraph, I mean, specifically in the context of like the conversation that Rose just had with Jade. Jade is sitting there screaming at her like, do you realize you're going to fucking lose her over this if you don't get your shit together? And Rose in the back of her head is like, good, then she'll be free. Kind of dealio. Yeah, a golden chance to experience her full potential. Can't waste her independence waiting on you again. All the tikis are really just too all-knowing to stay grounded in any way. Oh god, okay, hold on. There's more. It's even more in the next paragraph too. It might even be gratifying for her romantically, though you haven't peered too deeply down those corridors out of respect for her hypothetical privacy. Surely not because they'd make you want to rip off your own face to perceive. That'd be hypocritical. Whatever. It'll be good for her to stretch her legs, and it's not like you'll be awake to miss her. Yeah, so is the implication here that Rose is basically being like, once I take a bullet to the head, she can be free to go, like, be with other people even? Is that her thinking here? Or, everything will collapse and everybody will disappear. It'll certainly happen eventually. Maybe in an hour, maybe a day, a couple weeks, millennia from now. Who's to say? Those specifics are beyond you now. It's this thought that unwinds you, untwisting your knickers. It's hard to take things too seriously when you know that the details don't matter and the ending never changes. It's out of your hands. There's nothing left to lose. Ay, ay, ay. Yeah, so Rose is... she's kind of mentally checking out of reality here. Is, you know, it's hard to take things too seriously when you know that the details don't matter and the ending never changes. It's out of your hands and there's nothing left to lose. Once again, claims to know the future. Yeah, she's basically like... oh, she's, once again, overconfident in her abilities. Maybe there is a part of her that knows that she's being overconfident, but it's easier to fall into this than it is to deal with what's actually happening in her life. Right, and this is, silhouetted her future vision of her bullet to the head. You're nobody now. Just a shadow. Dirk was right to leave. He would have hated this existence. Ah, well. All tension has left your body at this point. You don't retreat to the heart of the ship. You have somewhere to be, so you set off, moving not towards a definitive point on the horizon, but in cadence with a song that dances on the periphery of your awareness. You heard its first few tentative notes years ago. A subtle ding when your ecto-father died. A little dong when your wife handed you your daughter. A clear ting when an old friend asked you for her first and only favor. Heard his first few tentative notes. So those are all life or death moments. The death of Dirk. And then related to the birth of her two children. Over time, and especially within the past few days, these scattered sounds have woven together into a compelling melody. It helps you drown out the noise of war and focus, taking you back to times when there was destiny and indignation and righteous fury. A colorful cat-squid princess advising a young girl to play the rain. She wanted so much, always needing to be seen, desperate to fight for some shred of validation, only to never appreciate what was already in front of her. Thankfully, you aren't her anymore. You don't owe her anything either. You are unbound to that person completely. Defunct. As above, so below. Ooh, the notes that desolation plays. Yeah. So I saw some theorizing that the subtle ding dong tings like could be used to extrapolate what the song for the Flash is going to be. This is reminding me. Hold on, is this the end of this? This is, isn't it? Yeah, okay. So I'll come back to all of this. We've got more to talk about here. But I forgot about reading the fucking news posts. So I'll skim them now because they're not very long. Plugs short. Right, music previews. Patrons were getting music previews throughout the visual novel. Nobody guessed this last one, right? Which is a little funny. I am like a mischievous but succulent sorcerer, dangling my delicious body and weaving my foul spells just out of reach of a mass of dark and hungry beasts. I play with forces I dare not dream control, wielding unearned magics I can't possibly understand. Yeah, hot summer. Here, let me. And September. Hardcore Helltype meow. Right. Oh, sorry. Sorting out link stuff here. Oh my god, I just remembered something else that I need to... Is this fucking thing gonna give me any important... Oh, man. Hold on. Hello, Leku. Welcome. We're just taking a little news break. Okay. So, another month, another set of updates. You're almost through it. Right, they did put out content warnings, which I kind of parroted when I streamed those chapters. Right, Carcat Plus stuff, which we have discussed. They want to do more plushy things. Tracks, commentary, decentralized monthly membership. To that end, I'm also looking for a way to boost the feeling of it being worth it for those that chose to join. I will say the patron has directly funded being able to experiment with format and doing sorts of fun mini sound pages we've put out. We will do another multi-chapter. Will we do another like this? Okay, probably not. But this has been exciting to see what we can do with limitation of the tools and format we have. I want to see what else we can do, and that requires time. Thank you for allowing me to pay the very hardworking team for that time. If you have ever been on the fence about it, let me know if there's anything I can do to help you with that decision. So that was the September update, and we'll look at the October one after. But the reason that I was reminded to look at the news post stuff was because, you know, talking about dings and dongs and tings and musical noises, it is mentioned here. End of Act 1 Flash. It's happening. So, using these fucking noises to try and figure out what song it could possibly be. But, like, oh yeah, the merch survey is indeed, closed now. Although that does also remind me of something that I saw earlier today or yesterday or whatever and went, I should talk about that tomorrow during community news. And then didn't. See, I should have fucking... I got on and I was like, yeah, it's only been 24 hours. There's no community news. But there is! There is. There is indeed community news. Because they... the tweeter... The official Twitter did put this kind of notice out as they are starting to look at the answers to that survey, I'm assuming. They're saying a lot of survey responses were asking for God tier hoodies or shirts. We have a storefront with Topetico that has a variety of Homestuck apparel. We're working on adding merchandise section to the HSBC website. Yeah, because I think a lot of people don't realize that the MSPA Topetico storefront is not dead. And it is, in fact, still up and running functional with beta kit tees, alpha kit tees, a couple variation tees, and t-shirts for all of the God tier symbols. Unfortunately... I regret to inform you all, Sweet Bro and Hella Jeff barbecue sauce is sold out. However, the Sweet Bro and Hella Jeff Stairs shirt and enamel pins are not sold out. And there is still, oh yeah, there's Troll logo t-shirts. There's still some Problem Sleuth stuff on here. Prints of some of the oldest, like, Homestuck merch. We've got, the Green Slime poster and Rose's Squiddle poster. A few album covers. Yeah, so this is still here for those kind of things. Oh, right, and as I'm scrolling over these, it's showing that the God tier symbols are also available in hoodie form. Now, I haven't looked at stock numbers for any of these, so I don't know if there's, if any of them are, like, low stock or anything like that. But that was just a little reminder put out, to let people know that if you're so inclined to purchase a God tier hoodie, they do in fact exist. Oh, break song. That's true. We are getting kind of close to that time. What are you going to put on your ribs now? Ribs are not nearly as appetizing when covered in Aridin t-shirt. I know. I'm sorry. They don't have it anymore. But, I mean, you could season your ribs with a nice grating of Sweet Bro and Hella Jeff enamel pin. That could get you close. That could get the experience that you're looking for. But, sorry, I'm fucking around with fucking tabs and shit. Hold on. Alright, so I need this window, and I need this one, and I need to put them together. Okay. Good stuff. Oh, that does remind me that I found this other thing. No, I'm gonna keep this in my back pocket, actually. We're gonna bring this up later. Maybe a bit of a nitpick, but I thought the previous color of the Void hoodie was too bright or saturated. A better match to John's hood. That's true. If there's those kinds of things that are coming up with the Topetico merch, that's a fair thing to bring up. Yeah. I mean, we've gotten, like, way far away from this. Yeah. Okay. Gonna finish this section off, then go to the tab that I just have sitting in the background waiting. Yeah, so the song dancing in the perfect, like, that's probably got something to do with the end of Act 1 Flash. Overlap in the colors makes a good fit hard. Mm-hmm. Yeah, over time, especially within the past few days, these scattered sounds have woven together into a compelling melody. It helps you drown out the noise of war and focus, taking you back to times when there was destiny and indignation and righteous fury. A colorful cat squid princess advising a young girl to play the rain. She wanted so much, always needing to be seen, desperate to fight for some shred of validation, only to never appreciate what was already in front of her. Thankfully, you aren't her anymore. You don't owe her anything either. You are unbound to that person completely, defunct. As above, so below. This is Rose. Yeah, this is like the opposite of ultimate selfing. Like, she's feeling like she is completely unbound from the Rose that she used to be. Her child self. As above, so below seems reference to the last line of Eppies. You're going to call them Eppies now. Right. That specific phrasing, as above, so below, is like, it's weighty and it's tied to a bunch of things, and I'm fighting my brain to, like, I just, like, none of this, sorry, I just typed as above, so below into fucking DuckDuckGo search. None of this is, like, I'm twinging, like, there's some very specific, it's a movie too, apparently, yeah. Above this line resides all that matters, below exists all else, never again the twain shall meet. Right, and that was in the epilogues too. That was used in the epilogues too. Yeah, it's, yeah. The whole leaves behind an absence in the sky so calm that continuing to call it a sky wouldn't seem to do it justice. It's a perfectly neutral expanse into which anything one can imagine might be summoned. And for a while anything was, but not anymore. Where the hole gaped just moments ago, there now exists an imaginary line. Above this line resides all that matters, below exists all else, never again the twain shall meet. Right. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, oh, we got an also, hold on. Also, banger line. Oh, absolutely. Yeah, so Rose is like a whole hot mess right now. Rose has convinced herself that she is the only one that she's the only sane one who has her shit together. Simply because she is like Molotov cocktail bottling her emotions. Like, that shit is that's gotta blow eventually. Yeah. And Kanaya is very displeased with her. Everyone in Candy, everyone else here is completely fucking insane. Luckily, I'm still sane. That does seem to be a much more common attitude in Candy. Anyway, speaking of Kanaya, we return to her on the battlefield with this aghast awestruck gold blood. Oh yeah, Leku, this is fucking Candy Rose. Candy Rose and Meat Rose are like the lines are, it's getting blurry because they're both kind of like yeah. Yes, Candy Rose is much older than Meat Rose, yes. I love this panel! Aha! I love Kanaya Miriam so much. This is such a... Ugh! Ooh! Ooh! She's just so... Like, this is such a, like, power shot. You know what I mean? Ugh. Okay, commanders, congregate. So we've got Kanaya, Karkat, and Mina. Okay. Hey, Commander. Merry fucking Doomsday. Glad to see you got here in one piece. Thanks. I enjoyed your speech, by the way. Batshit indeed. Speaking of One Piece, I don't see the dissident deity duo around. You finally bringing the hammer down on him? Or chainsaw or whatever? Or whatever? I don't want to talk about it. Damn, that bad? Let's just say a lot of people are going to die today. Dun 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 dun. Like the fucking Jaws theme. Those two will not be joining us on the battlefield. Those two will not be joining us on the battlefield either. Oh? I know such decisions are well above my pay grade, and that the critical need to win this battle far outweighs my marital discomfort, and being down 2 gods isn't exactly ideal. But I can't. Sorry. Don't be. Fuck 'em. Ah! I'm pretty sure I've talked about this before. Pale, Karkat, and Kanaya is actually one of my favorite ships. I love their relationship with each other, their whole, like, dynamic that they have going on, their, like, the way that they support each other. It's so good. Anyway. This art fucks. They're drawn like the ancestors. Yeah. Shell, yes, Mother Blubber. Wayward wenches better step the fuck back. It's a troll thing. They are those adult legends now. Mina about to bite someone's head off like she's Hearts boxcars. Oh yeah, baby. On that note, it's October 26th, which means happy anniversary Rosemary Kiss panel. After all that, hey guys, it's Rosemary Kiss Day, yay! Yeah. Is this? Oh no, they don't have the dates on the fucking website pages. But like, actually, now I'm really glad that I forgot about this until halfway through doing this chapter, because the timing here, priceless. Is 10:25 begin? No, today is October 26th. Or was 10:25 when this panel was posted? Oh, am I running off faulty information? Well, close enough, anyway. Is 10:26 somewhere? That's true. Maybe I was just getting this information from someone in a different time. Then I probably should have double-checked this before streaming. But again, I forgot to bookmark this because I saw it on my phone and not on my computer. And then almost didn't talk about it at all. But anyway. Ta-da! Okay. Oh, no, that's not. 10:25 was already a big deal in 2012. There we go. Okay. Yeah. One year anniversary of Cascade, we get gay kisses. Yeah. Alright. So Jane is next. But before that, it is the top of the hour. So, let's do a break. We'll play some music. And then we will come back for Jane. Push the big red button. Keep you all in suspense. Back in 5. Hello. I forgot to set the 5-minute timer, but yeah, you know, I think we're good. There's a dog in here now. So there's that. But yeah, let's continue. Jane, push the big red button. Blast it all to high heaven. Looking at the front of her ship. Ooh, very sharp panel. You do not push the button, because that would be incredibly stupid. The battle hasn't even started yet. Instead, you take advantage of the momentary quiet to breathe, to think about life, about situations you could have handled differently, feelings you could have considered better, people you could have saved. Your father never did voice any kind of opinion on your parenting style. In hindsight, he was probably avoiding the subject altogether, or didn't think much about it, focusing his pride on your exploits instead. He did raise a businesswoman, after all. At any point, you could have asked for his advice. Now you can't. 15 years. Utterly botched. Jane, consider. Is it too late? God, the fucking picture of Tavvy right next to the big red doomsday button. Of course not. You remind yourself you are incredibly young for a god. It's natural for your growing pains to be this calamitous. All of the struggle and regret will feed into a brighter future. Newfound order will ensure stability, leading to a period of progress this planet has never seen before. There is so much living left, so many opportunities. This will not be your last chance. You'll do better with the next one. But, oh, you are so young for a god. It's natural for your growing pains to be this calamitous. And involve this many innocent people dying? I mean, I guess that's how the stories go, yeah, but you don't gotta be like that. The circuits around it make it look like it's been smashed. Mm-hmm. Jane, look behind you. Jake? Hi, sweetheart. What are you doing here? Is everything okay? It's all gravy train, don't worry. I was only thinking to myself and realized how sorry I'd be if I didn't come wish you good luck. How thoughtful. Come here. Very ominous rectangles. Well, that felt very lucky. I was hoping so. Thank you. Wow, you sure are holding me very tight. I assure you, we don't have that kind of time, sir. The eyebrow waggle. So right. Oh, Jane, before I let go, I wanted to say first, it's been a hard life and all, but I'm really happy I got to see you. Me too, Jay. And I'm going to miss you. Oh, wait. What? Click. Remember that last conversation he had with Brain Goes Dirk about maybe not trying to fucking kill Jane? Oh yes, hello Snapchat. Bang, and that is right up through the brain. Oof. I think this might be the most human bloodshed. No, never mind. I'm thinking about pools of blood on Sky now. But I was like, I guess this, I don't know. Something about this feels more visceral than any of the human bloodshed in the original comic. Oh. Oh, cripes! I'm sorry, Janie. Just stay still, okay? Phew. She's trying to say something specific? One more round and it'll be over, I promise. No! Right, because he was expecting this to just be an instant lights out. But she is suffering. I'd say it's less blood and the blood and more the art style. Yeah, for sure. And the text is pretty visceral. Yeah. Normal Homestuck blood myths, but they're drawn much more realistically. Mm-hmm. So Jake's like, ah, fuck, I finished it. Click. But, buddy. Hero of life. Healing powers. Is redirected into the ceiling. Spitting out the bullet. What a classic. What? As I was saying, Jake. If you have one shot, you better, and we get, make it fucking count. Crack, as she is beating the shit out of him with his own gun. Did the gun shoot blood? I think that was just stylistic silhouettes. Oh, you think it shot her hand. It could have as well, yeah. You stop your onslaught, knowing the next couple blows will finish the job. A just death. How romantic. Between the adrenaline and the taste of blood in your mouth, the decision is clear to you. You will not fail yourself. You will claim the spoils of this war and oversee a thriving planet, cultivating an ever-bettering stock of humanity. Your future, on and on, forever. Alone. Yeah, so Jane is thinking this would be a just death. I'm guessing because she feels that, like, that would be a just death because she's defending herself against a murder attempt. Jane, release the Brig Boys. As if. Maybe some time in the trenches with the Brig Boys will do him some good. So even though there's that whole speech there about, like, the decision is clear, you will not fail yourself, you are going to do this alone, she can't do it. Not sure killing Jane would even do anything helpful here. Yeah, I was thinking that. I can't remember if I went too deep into that line of thought when we read that initial update, but I was thinking that while Jake and Dirk were having that whole conversation, like, I don't think that would actually do much to, like, help. Like, that's the thing about grand fantasies of killing the one guy who's at the top of the hierarchy, the one guy in power, you know, etc. There will be some chaos, but the rest of the framework and the people who believed in and followed that one person are still going to exist. Like, and like martyring the figurehead does not necessarily mean that the movement is going to disappear. Yeah, some other guy is going to step in and it could be more of the same. They could go in a different direction. It could be better. It could be worse. I don't know. But either way, it doesn't immediately cut the problem the way that, like, pulling the roots on a flower would. You know what I mean? So, yeah, I didn't really see how that was actually going to be helpful for anything anyway. But yes, maybe some time in the trenches with the Brig Boys will do him some good. So she's dumped all of these fucking guys, just like bouncing them off the ground. And along with them is a nearly dead Jake English. Splat. Watched too many movies. He did a 180 headshot on a tiny little Tinkerbell but missed it point blank. I mean, yeah. I mean, he thought that what he was doing was gonna be a clean one hit lights out, but it was not for any number of potential reasons. Maybe he was aiming wrong because, again, he's watched a lot of movies, and movies do not always accurately portray what is lethal and what is not. Maybe it's god tier stuff getting in the way, like Jane's powers, which healed her. Maybe there was some other stuff interfering, like, yeah, I don't know. Either way, it was not a instantaneous death, and therefore she got her chance at a comeback, and here he is. I'm just noticing the shirt that he's wearing. It's got his skull, but it's got the body almost like the slime ghost on it. But yeah, here lies Jake English. Not dead. Death would be a kindness, after all. You gave Jake a shot to stay by your side and make something of himself, but in the end he proved himself just another deserter. You should have seen it coming. You learned 15 years ago that people will slip right through your fingers if you let them. Dirk's suicide. It's fine. You won't let go again. Jake is your means to an end. When you scramble his when you scramble his frontal lobe, you'll make sure it doesn't heal right. It won't be much of a change anyway. Ugh. Like a fusion with John's logo. Yeah, like it could be one of the ones that he like borrowed from John or something. Jane, commence battle. The battle is beginning. Jane, look out into distance. Yeah, because right now we're seeing things from Jake's perspective. There's her ship up in the sky. Jake. Tavros! What did he do? What is he doing out there? Boy, get back inside. And that's where we leave. Tavros left behind a note for Brucey, Harry, and Yiffy. A note and a bag of trail mix. Because he's still trying to be a good host, even though, what the fuck did he just do? He's not there anymore anyway. But he's still like, oh well, maybe they'll want some fucking trail mix later. Here, have a snack. Don't worry about it. Jesus fucking Christ. Anyway, BRB, I just drop you through my fingers in this random forest. Yeah. You thought it was troll weed? Nah, that's some kick-ass trail mix there. Y'all thinking it looks like troll weed? I don't think that's what troll weed would look like, personally. You mean just like the small baggy thing in general, I suppose. Yeah. I mean, perhaps it's just because I don't know anything about weed, but I like my trail mix idea better. Okay, so big pieces moving here. We are setting up for the big battle. Jane literally does exact opposite of what she is saying she's doing with regards to Jake. Don't know what's going on there. I mean, all these characters are all kind of mixed up in their own heads with their feelings. They're acting in contradictory ways left, right, and center. Red tinted trail mix. Yeah. Ooh. So, this was the 1 year anniversary post. Because of course all this was posted, October 8th is the 1 year anniversary. We talked about 10/8 being new, or 108 being a new Homestuck number, was that yesterday's stream? I think it might have been last weekend, but yeah, it was last weekend we talked about that. But yes, hey, yeah, so October news post to close things off. Hi there, James here. We hit it, the 1 year anniversary of the relaunch. It sort of sneaks up on you. Thanks for coming on this ride with us. I'd like to take some time to let the team share their thoughts on year 1. So, this is a much longer post. I'll put this, if anyone hasn't read this yet, I'll put it in the chat. But, you know, it's, you know, everyone kind of expressing their gratitude and excitement at being able to work on this project and seeing where it's going. And yeah. So, at the bottom, though, is the general news. So we have, all right, so back to a normal news post. Updates. We're finally done with the visual novel sessions. There will be 2 updates this month sorting out these last few things. And this was what we were talking about yesterday. There will not be 2 this month. Which I'm just going to pull up that tweet again, just to have point of reference. Yeah, so because we did one twice, so that was, I mean, it's pretty much the end of October anyway, so it's not like would be holding our breath for much longer, but yeah, there was that. But, and again, I'm seeing here, so the next update will be early next month, okay, but then sorting at the last few things before the Flash. So I guess okay, I'll finish reading this and then we'll kind of go over that. So, finishing the last few things before The Flash, end of Act 1. I mentioned we've been working on it for a while, so I want to be very transparent about this with you. It takes a lot of planning and work to do these things that we still need more of. This is entirely an oversight on my part. Right now, we have it storyboarded out with a rough animatic time to the song selection, which is from the Homestuck library being used with permission. So that, calling back to what I was saying, I was seeing someone trying to figure out which song in the Homestuck library it was based on the Ding Dong Ting. That would be why they were doing that, because he said here explicitly it is going to be a song we already know. And are working on getting assets produced and organized. This is taking a lot of time, and as much as it pains me to say it, we are going to take that extra time to work on it. Our goal is to hit one of several planned funny numbers for a release date. In the meantime, we will continue to make bonus content and maybe a few other things for patrons and fans alike. I'd like to do previews, but we'll see how the rest of the team feels about that. So stay tuned for more information, and thank you for reading. Yeah, it does imply the Flash is next, but that may have been a part of James misunderstanding the updates. Yeah, so the wording here implies that the Flash is next, but if the next update will be early next month, then there is perhaps a little more setup before we take a little breaky and don't get an update for longer than usual. Yeah. But yeah, we're heading into the end of the first act. Which is exciting. I mean, things have been building up to this very specific moment for quite a while. So, yeah, there may be a bit of a quiet on the Homestuck stream front when that occurs. That's okay. We've got lots of other fun stuff to do here in the meantime. End of Beyond Canon Act 1, Act 2. I suppose it could be, I suppose in application of the act structure, the original run could be that was divided into chapters could be considered Act 1, and the second, you know, the comeback could be considered Act 1, Act 2. Does feel like more than one sub-act in. Yeah, so, you know, it could informally be considered as such. But yeah. Act 1 intermission 1 was Riskahal, and then we went, so Act 1, Act 2, and then Act 2 intermission 1, and then back to Act 1, Act 2. I mean, fuck it, sure. But yeah. So, I'm really excited to see the animation because all of the art has been so gorgeous. It felt like an X6 Act 5 intermission. or Act 6 Intermission 5 Intermission. Oh, right, because Act 6 Intermission 5 had the fucking, yeah. Right, with Caliborn on the planets. Yeah. So yeah, we're headed up to the end, and if we get our, oh right, and that was the other, so several planned funny numbers, so that could give us a vague idea of potential dates and also potential expected wait times. But yeah, we've got 111, 413, 420, 69, 69. Yeah, because thinking about November, an update happening in November, 11/11 is a Homestuck number. That's the start of Act 6, but that's too soon, probably. Yeah, I guess I can't really think of anything before 1. Why is 111 a Homestuck number, or is that just a fun date? Because 413, yeah, the 420, of course. 612 being the next big one after that. Are any of the kids? Ooh, true. I was trying to think. What would, I don't think there's anything in December. Yeah. Are there any kids' birthdays on the table? Yes. All 3. December. Oh my god, now I'm not remembering. It's the. Is it 2, 3, 4? I feel like there was a gap in there somewhere. Hold on. 1, 3, 4. See, I knew there was a gap in there somewhere. Because 4, 3. Oh, fucking duh. Fucking of course. Yeah. Yeah, because now I'm like, what was... I'm trying to remember the order. Dave's was the last? No. 3rd. I mean... That's so weird. I duplicated the tab and it brought me back to the home page instead of... Anyway. But it's... I feel like... Okay, my guess, Jade is the first, right? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, Dave is... Yeah, it's Jade, Dave, and then Rose. In terms of date order for 1, 3, 4. Yeah. That's typos. Okay. Yeah. Okay. They come up like once in the entire timeline in a background shot, and nothing significant ever happened on one of those dates in real time. 11/11 Skyrim Day? Sometimes a birthday is just a birthday. Sometimes, but they're dates that are not insignificant in Homestuck, so I don't know. I feel like they're not like off the table. Just in terms of like time frame. 413 adjacent, sorta, kinda. But yeah, James said next update will be early next month, and then this one is saying they're gonna need more time, but sorting out these last few things. Like, maybe there are more last few things to sort out. I mean, there's certainly always more to come back to. And the news post came before the tweet. Yeah. That it did. Maybe there is another update before end of act, and it will be early November. Yeah. So let's just go with that for now. And if anything else comes up that says otherwise, then we'll just go with that. But yeah. For the time, though, that is stream for today. And that is our weekend together complete. Thank you for joining me and getting caught up on Homestuck Beyond Canon. Next weekend, so long as there is no new Beyond Canon, it will be double disco Elysium, baby. We are finally getting back to that. We're gonna knock this baby out of the park. We're so close to the end. I saw a thing that did not spoil anything for me. I was very careful. But I did see a thing that was like, okay, that I didn't know, which is after the confrontation with Ruby, you get locked into one of 3 endings and start heading for an ending. Which, like, I already kind of knew, like, we've got to be in the end game at this point. But knowing that now, I'm like, okay, we're, like, in it. Like, yeah. I have no idea how much longer it's going to take to finish, though. I couldn't possibly say. It's like, fucking hello. Man, this computer is not doing too hot these days. It's also very possible, like, I really need a new mouse soon. Because the left click button is not working properly all the time anymore. Which is an issue. Love one a bunch of reasons. Yeah, my computer is also just like, it's just getting a little slow. Like, it's doing this fine, but anyway. Playtime 91.4 hours. 91.4 lovely hours we have spent together trying to get through this fucking game. Fucking wow, indeed. Like, I mean, what was the number on the last disco stream? Let me check. Oh, hold on. These are all... Why are these all showing the same thumbnail? That's inaccurate. 44. The last Disco Elysium stream was part 44, which, given that these are 2-hour streams, that would be 88 hours plus overtimes. That checks. Jesus, I don't even... When did we start that? I bet I can find that if I scroll back. You know what? This is a fun project for not right now while I'm still live. I can find that later if I'm so inclined. But it's got to be at least 2 years we've been trying to finish this fucking game, right? I'd put money on that. Anyway. Yeah. Sounds right? Yeah. It's a long fucking game. And that's why, or, you know, a chief reason among why I not posting Disco Elysium playthrough on the YouTube channel. Because that's so many videos, so much uploading. Yeah, double disco year. But anyway, double disco Elysium next weekend. But for now, it's time to sign off and wind down for the day. I wish you all a wonderful week, a chill week, a week where things just, if they don't go good, then they at least go fine. You know what I mean? Yeah. All right. Have a good one, and I will see you all next weekend for Double Disco. Good night.